Hello guys, and welcome back, and welcome to the beautiful Albanian city of Gjirokaster. Gjirokastër is really the only place that I've ever heard of where an entire city is labeled as a UNESCO Heritage Site, and that's right where I am right now. The old city specifically. And now there's an old town to Gjirokaster, Albania here. The old town and the new town. But the entire old town is labeled as a UNESCO World Heritage Site because it's so well preserved. And basically what that means, it has so much history here, dating back from the 14th century during the Ottoman Empire rule. So there's huge significance here in this city. And as you can see my view right up here, there's the fortress or the castle. That's part of the old town. All of this over here is part of the old town, and where I'm staying is in the old town, which I'll show you in a bit. Basically cobblestone streets that lead into the old town. It's just amazing here. The drive getting here was just spectacular. It's a beautiful city, old city. Unlike the cities that I've visited before, it's not on the coast. It's actually in between some mountain ranges here, just in kind of in the, we'll say in the south central part of Albania. I'm sitting here at an Airbnb right now I got for roughly around $17 a night, and so I'm just about to go exploring. I just got here, wanted to set up some of my camera equipment and my laptop and things like that, so I just kind of got freshened up and I'm ready to explore the city, so come along with me. Okay, one of the first stops I came to here is this old church that I just happened to stumble upon as I'm just walking down like an alleyway. In fact, I met a local photographer and he kind of showed me this place. It's beautiful. In fact, we're trying to get in right now because he says it's spectacular on the inside, but there doesn't seem to be anybody home. The church isn't in use anymore, but he tells me that they still ring the bells. So it's very Christian style church. There's old paintings that are made out of gold out here, and yet everything remains just kind of open. So you kind of see how much people respect old things around here instead of going and breaking things and stealing stuff from them. So yeah, this is one of the first stops on Gjirokaster since I've been here, is this old church. It's beautiful. Okay, we are now at a higher peak here in Gjirokaster with this memorial in front of the school. Basically what it is it's a memorial for the first ever school built here in Gjirokaster. What makes it so beautiful is the backdrop here of this school and the shrine, this obelisk, I guess you can call it. And the castle is all behind it, and from what I'm told, this castle is one of the 5th largest castles in all of the Balkans, and it dates back to an Ottoman days. So it's just surrounded by the entire mountain range of this city, which just makes for breathtaking views out here. So I'm going to slowly make my way up here and hopefully get some shots of the castle. So I thought it was kind of interesting to see the first ever school built here in Albania. And it kind of like the slate rocks they use on the roofs. And now that I'm looking at it, a lot of these houses are using those slate rocks as like shingles for their roofs. Definitely different architecture than what I've seen in the rest of the country so far. Here is the old town here. Basically just packed with souvenirs, and they're really catering to the tourists. And in typical Albanian fashion, there is cafes up and down all of these streets, bars, cafes, and along with most of them, they're selling all these souvenirs and anything that you could really want, from handmade goods, from bracelets and jewelry to traditional Albanian outfits. And these streets are also just kind of lined up with hotels and hostels pretty much everywhere along these streets. Everywhere I walk down in each of these streets has small little bed and breakfast, hotels, and hostels. Pretty much they're just lining these streets, and the population here is only roughly around 20,000 from what I was told from Marco. So kind of like Saranda, where there's so many places to stay here, but yet so few people live here. So it's very accommodating to anybody that really wants to travel. And now they just turned all these lights on, which I have a feeling is going to make for beautiful photographs within the next hour or two. So you can kind of see like this old architecture that they have, and why this is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's beautiful. Definitely this should be on your radar if you're ever in the south central area of Albania. Okay, so I walked a lot of the main streets today, spent time with my new friend Marco, and he was telling me all about this city. So I will show a lot of that in B-roll today. What I really respect about Gjirokaster is how well preserved it is here. Now I can totally understand why UNESCO made it a World Heritage Site. You know, a lot of Albania is ancient and has a lot of history, and is preserved. But Gjirokaster is on a next level. They keep this city so well preserved. The houses are, it seems like they just walked out of 200 years ago and people are still living in them. It's just amazing how you feel walking around here. Like it's old, like you take a step back into time. There are a lot of abandoned buildings in here. As I'm walking through here, you can see this now. But most of the buildings, and you can kind of see from like this vantage point of Gjirokaster over here, it's so well preserved. It's unbelievable, the condition of a lot of these older houses, and you're talking thousands of years old. They seem to keep their heritage alive. Strong roots dating back to the Ottoman Empire, like I mentioned before, and they really respect that. They spend a lot of time, you know, trying to help tourists, trying to show you their city. And everybody, once again, in Albania has been very kind. If you have any questions, they help you out. The small little markets, very charming. Just a feel-good place. It is a touristy place, but like the rest of the places that I've been, like Durrës and Vlora and Tirana, Saranda, they were all touristy places, but this one just has something more to it. There's just something more here. There's an element of just feeling like you step back in time. It's hard to explain unless you've been here, but just walking through the cobblestone streets and having the old architecture on each side of you, it's just unbelievable. You can literally stop anywhere in this city and take a photograph. So if you're ever coming to this city, I would recommend, and I'm sure you would, but spend time in the old town, because that's really what there is to see here. The old town, the bazaar, the night market, and there's also a lot of wildlife here too. So yeah, like I said, I'm just kind of walking through and just taking a good look and taking it all in for what it is, what Gjirokastër actually is. And it's basically just the architecture and the people, once again. But you couldn't ask for a cooler old city than what this is, so much so that I think I might actually be extending my stay here. So yeah, I'm gonna spend one more day here. There's a huge castle that I didn't have time to visit today, but I think I'm gonna go up there tomorrow. But that about does it for this vlog. So I hope you got a good understanding of what the old town is here in Gjirokastër, and hopefully you, if you plan on visiting it, now you have a better understanding of what it is. So once again, thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and take care. Goodbye.